Alright, I'm going to do a book review here of Tools of Titans, The Tactics, Routines, and Habits of Billionaires, Icons, and World-Class Performers by Tim Ferriss. So basically, Tim Ferriss has a podcast and he invites very successful human beings in one field or another, people of interest to him that he tries to learn from and that he hopes his audience can learn from. And he's been doing this a while, and every time he has a guest, he tries to write down important notes and key concepts that he feels will be of value to him in the future and help him out in the future. And anyway, he was looking over some of his notes and realizing how many times he used his notes, and he thought it would be a very helpful book to people. So he decided to put it together and then publish it. Anyway, I can't recall where I heard about this. I think it may have been on a James Altucher interview or something, but it could have been somewhere else. I'm kind of bad about remembering anything right now because I'm just exhausted from working so much. But needless to say, I was excited about getting this book. Now, it happens to be the case that I think I'm just brain dead and exhausted and worn out and overspent, and I need to get more sleep. So I don't feel like I was comprehending stuff as well as I normally do and taking stuff in as I normally do. But it was still enjoyable to read this. If you've read a lot of other books by successful people, you probably start noticing that you see patterns and concepts over and over in different books. Well, in this book, since there's so many world-class performers and successful people all in the same thing, you keep seeing these things repeated over and over right in the same book. So it's kind of cool that way. It's broken into 3 sections. At the beginning, it's like health, and I was a little bit surprised because that aspect of my life has been going very well until I opened this school. Now I don't get enough sleep, so my health isn't quite what it once was, but it's still above average. Right now it doesn't feel like it because I'm just so tired. And then there's wealth, and then there's wisdom. And wealth was maybe my most important section to me because I feel like in every other area of my life, things have been going very, very well. I've been making good choices, but I'm not real pleased with the money part of my life. Especially now that I'm dumping so much money into this school. Hopefully it'll pay off sooner or later. But the wisdom part was pretty cool too. There's a lot of kind of like Zen-like stuff in there. And then the health was surprisingly helpful in a couple sections. There were definitely things I could care less about. There was a lot of like ketosis type stuff where they're doing like intermittent fasting and high protein, high fat, low carb, and all that kind of stuff that I don't really care for. But it's always good to be as informed as possible on things, and it's definitely worth studying and maybe experimenting a little on yourself if you feel so led. So it's a little bit of a letdown to me because I had unrealistic expectations. I think life is just kind of chaotic and weird, and that there isn't like any clear path to success. So they can't just lay out the ABCs and lead you down to success, because it's not like that. It's more like they get some key concepts which help improve their odds of making success, and then they just pay attention. They have to be aware of how the world really works and what's really going on and what people really want, and then they have to adapt accordingly. And that's like an ever-evolving thing, and so you're always changing and running into problems and stuff, and so it's not like a clear roadmap to success. No book I've ever seen has been that, but you get to learn basically that even the best people in the world have a lot of struggles and failures and don't know what they're doing all the time, and so that makes you feel a little better when you're doing stuff. And you see that this same theme over and over in a lot of books, including this one, where You got to take action. You got to overcome your fear. And you will mess up because you don't always have all the facts you need and stuff, but there's lots and lots of different takes and theories. Not everybody took the same road to success. So it also kind of shows you how you can use your own strengths, your own gifts, your own temperaments, your own unique way of interacting with the world, and just strengthen your strengths, pay attention to what people want that you have to offer, and somehow find a way there. Clearly, I have not utilized these principles yet. I've been trying very hard for the last 3 years or so, but it's a challenging learning process. But I do find this book helpful, especially there's a lot of recommendations of what books help these people, so it kind of gives you more things you can go after once you finish this book that you can study and try to learn from. And then there's like videos and podcasts and all kinds of suggestions of that nature, movies, things that can just get your wheels in your mind turning and maybe help you lean more towards the correct direction instead of the wrong direction. Like maybe boost and improve your mindset and make the odds of you going a positive direction better, as opposed to just being on default and making like bad choices and getting depressed and having a external locus of control where you just think everything's pointless and doesn't matter what you do. So it's definitely good that way. Anyway, once again, this was Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss. It doesn't want to stay up. Definitely worth your time, especially if you could check it out for free, but it's not that expensive, so it's worth buying too if that's the route you want to take. And I hope you find it helpful.